All right, shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Yosef. I want to come back to you with this quick video right here about the importance of listening. All right, as we are continuing to journey on our quest for this hidden treasure, Kokomah wisdom. All right, one of the things that we have to understand is that we have to be great listeners. All right, we're living in the world where everyone wants to interject their thoughts, everyone wants to overtalk the other individual, and very few individuals like to sit back and listen. It's within the listening that we gain the ammunition that we need to be able to better serve individuals and with their things that they're in need of. All right, because we overtalk individuals a lot of times, we don't necessarily draw out all the information that we need from individuals, and sometimes even to help us make better decisions on if we even want to further relationships with individuals, because we're constantly over talking them. And it's when we listen, that's when we can be able to gather the nuggets. We can gain the wisdom from the elders, from the emas, from the mothers. We can gain the knowledge that we need to help us to be able to understand if we need to separate ourselves from individuals or if we need to continue to further a relationship with one. All right, so I want to go into some scripture today talking about the importance of listening. All right, this is very key and it's very important because we talked about that even in the book of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 8. It said, "Answer not before you have heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk." All right, that is one of the things that can make somebody explode when they're sitting back there trying to, explain, their hurt, their feelings, their opinions, and we interrupt them in the midst of their speech. So we really need to learn how to be better listeners, even those that feel like they are wise. We have some older individuals, and I sit back and observe sometimes when I go certain places, and some of the individuals that feel like they are wise just because they are up there in age, they still do the same things as the younger individuals do. We all have to work on listening. All right, this can lead to a salvation message as well, because the scripture says the fruit of the righteous is the tree of life, and he that wins souls is wise. And one of the ways to win individuals is that you have to be able to listen and understand where they're coming from. All right, Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5, it says, "A wise man will hear, and it will increase in learning, and a man of understanding shall obtain unto wise counsel." All right, so that wise individual, he is going to hear, and he's going to increase in learning. All right, as he's paying attention, all right, his wisdom is going to increase. He's going to find the answers to the questions that he may have had, or he's just going to be able to sit back and gain more respect from an individual that's doing all of the talking. All right, let's go to Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 5. I know that some people, they say, why would you want to spend time doing a lesson like this? There's so many other things that you could be talking about, so many things going on in this world. You want to talk about listening. All right, this is key right here. Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and verse number 11. It said, "Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer." Be swift to hear. All right, it talks about that also in the book of James. As you go back to the book of James, you can see, "Let every man be slow to speak, swift to hear." All right, some people say that the Most High gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, that we should be listening twice as much as we speak. But a lot of us, including myself at times, especially in the past, we speak twice as much as we listen. And this is something that we really have to work on. And I've been making strides every single day to get better at this every single day. All right? Because you just never know when you have that one opportunity to minister and share this word of the Most High to someone, and we mess it up by over talking them and interjecting our thoughts. All right, let's go back to Proverbs 1 again. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse number 33. It said, but whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. So if we listen to wisdom speaking through us through the pages of this book and through the Torah of wisdom, and for those that are sharing wisdom, if we listen, if we hearken, all right, and apply what we are learning, the scripture says that we will dwell safely and we will be quiet from the fear of evil. All right, I don't know about you, I like to dwell safely at night. All right, I'm not, you know, I know we got weapons, we got things that we can try to run and get or grab, or right, some of us may be right next to us when we go to sleep. All right, but I'd rather dwell safely and be quiet from the fear of evil, and that's what listening will do to you. All right, it will give you that wisdom, and it will put you in situations where you're not offending as many people. All right, Proverbs chapter 8. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 33. It said, hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. All right, we have to be intently listening for this wisdom. Hear instructions and it will be wise. If you're sitting around an individual that knows more than you, or that might be in a different state of life than you are, or might be older than you, all right, you might want to listen more than what you're trying to speak. It talks about that in the book of Sirach. It talks about affect not to be made equal with him in talk. Some of us, we want to continue to talk over and over again to try to make it seem like we're deep, to make it seem like we know a whole lot of things, all right? Sometimes, all right, and on a lot of cases, it's just time for us to be good listeners, all right, to listen. And sometimes when we call individuals, or we have family members, friends, you know, co-workers, associates, people that we know, rayas, you know, that we talk to, all right, sometimes they just need a listening ear. All right, we want to sit back and minister to everyone. I've been guilty of myself. I throw 2 hands up. All right, we want to sit back and try to pour into individuals, even to our spouses. All right, sometimes they don't want you to be trying to speak into them all the time. Sometimes they just need a listening ear. All right, the woman needs a listening ear for her husband, and a husband may just need to vent to his wife and need a listening ear, not even to get her opinions or her thoughts, it's just to be able to share. All right, so we have to be able to become better listeners. This is key as it pertains to winning souls or winning lives. All right, we talked about that, so let's go to Proverbs chapter 12. Proverbs chapter 12, and we're going to go to verse number 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkens unto counsel is wise. So the foolish man, his ways are going to always be clean in his own eyes. It talks about that quite a few times in the book of Proverbs. All right, all the ways of man are clean in their own eyes, but the Most High tries the spirits. All right, the way of a fool is going to always be right in his own eyes. You cannot tell an individual that the scriptures call a fool, you know, they're not going to heed to wise counsel. I've come across individuals in my journey, and you know, trying to share this wisdom and trying to share information with individuals, and some people say, I already know about all that. I'm already wise. All right, and that's a foolish statement right there, according to the scriptures. That's prideful for an individual, and when they get to that level of not being able to listen, all right, they don't want to hear nothing that you have to tell them, or they are plateaued. All right, and a nice amount of individuals in today's world have plateaued. They have not went on to a higher level of understanding. All right. A way of a fool is right in his own eyes. He that listens unto counsel is wise. We have to have an ear to listen unto wise counsel. That's when we're going to gain that wisdom of the ancients. That's when we're going to gain that experience from that wise counsel. But we have to be ready to listen. Some of us, yes, some of us can flip through the pages faster than even some of these elders and people that's 20 and 30 years older than us. We can get through the scriptures faster, and we feel like we can teach and instruct them, right? But we have to be humble. All right, and if they insist that we share something with them, then we go about it that way. For us that want to be able to try to overtalk them all the time and constantly teach. All right, and I have to watch this stuff myself. We have to be better listeners. We don't have to tell everyone everything that we know, and that can come across as prideful as well. Individuals don't even ask you for some information, but you want to keep sharing with individuals what you feel like you know. All right, let's be mindful of that. Let's continue though. Let's go to the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 18. This is key right here. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 18 and verse number 19. Learn before thou speak, and use physic, or else thou will be sick. All right, the scripture tells us that we need to learn before we speak. What's one of the best ways to learn is to listen. Listen before we speak. All right, let's gather in the information that we need to gather before we start opening our mouths, because once we open our mouth and our tongue start going, we can't take those words and bring them back. All right, learn before you speak. Sometimes you can learn the key things that you need to learn about an individual before it's your turn to even say something. All right, and it's a challenge for individuals that are what the world calls extroverts. You're outgoing, you're always talking. Some of us on social media talking a whole lot. We have to become better listeners, especially when we're around the age individuals, the older individuals that's been here, that's paved the way. All right, we should be begging to sit back and listen to them. Even if they're not feeding us and throwing 1,000 scriptures at us, we should be ready to listen to the knowledge and the experience that they have to offer. All right? Listen to individuals that's going through horrific situations in life. Listen to individuals that are going through different transitions in their life. We have to become better listeners, all right? So that's the message for today. I wanted to drop that with you. Just wanted to share those scriptures, to put that on your mind as you go through the day. We can all become way more effective if we learn to listen more and speak less, all right? Most High gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Let's start listening twice as much as we speak, all right? And that we will be able to bear and gain more fruit as a result of it, because the scripture says the fruit of the righteous is the tree of life, and he that wins souls is wise. So if you like this video right here or any other previous videos up to this point, click that subscribe button, click the bell button for the notification, share this video with as many individuals as you know that need to be enlightened on this hidden treasure. Until the next time we meet again, I say shalom, shalom, Yah Barah.